Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Three Count Podcast presents Chaz and Friends. I'm your host, Chaz Evans, and tonight we've got a loaded show because the WWE is moving on and they're giving us no shortage of talking points. Sami Zayn has finally reached the mountaintop and he has captured the WWE Championship. But was this that perfect ending to his story, or did WWE just take away what made Sami so special in the first place? Then we're looking into the future. Oba Femi may be on the be on the verge of becoming the new WWE champion or world heavyweight champion. Who should the ruler target at SummerSlam? All right, should it be Sami Zayn or should it be Roman Reigns? And finally, after hearing Paul Heyman reflect on the stars he helped create, we're asking a question that might start really an all-out war here at the Three Count Podcast. So, who is Paul Heyman's greatest success story? Is it Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins? The takes will be hot, the debates will be loud, and somebody's probably going to leave mad. You already know what time it is. This is Chaz and Friends. Holla at your boy! Let's go.
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The Three Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don, Chaz Evans. You're checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the Three Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man. Now I know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly.
Yo, we gotta get that picture that at the end. We gotta get that changed out. He don't work here.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We got to get a new one. We got to
get a new one.
Funny is that
Aaron.
This guy.
one of the guys here also one of the guys here has never sent us a photo so that we can just sub him into a photo.
I know. You know what's funny? The worst thing ever is trying to find a picture of Lou that I can use, because literally the way Lou takes his photos is like a 2012 high schooler, and he uses the bottom right corner of the photo frame to take his photo, and the rest of it is just the background. And every time I try to use a photo of him to crop, it's always this weird box, because he's on the end of the photo. It's not a knock on you. Don't start roasting yet. It's not your turn yet. Don't talk yet. Shut up. It's not your turn yet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host. It's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Grapple Region's best kept secret and the dawn of the Mid-Atlantic. I'm just gonna talk over top of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Chaz and Friends, all right? For those of you who have missed us the past couple weeks, I have missed you all. Lots of things have happened. Lots of things in wrestling we got to get into. But before we get into any of that, it's not about me. It's about my friends. All right, introducing first, he is the man that runs this show. He's the producer. He is the host of the critically acclaimed interview show. He's probably one of the best interviewers in wrestling, right underneath Chris Van Vliet. No, for real, he definitely is a really good interviewer, so you should definitely check out his interview show, Now Entering the Ring. But, ladies and gentlemen, he is the man, the myth, the legend. He is the Red Dog!
Hey, what up? It is the man built from the 5280, the man from the 308 and the 808, carrying everything in between. He is also, the Mile High Merc himself. It is Red Dog. Also, Chaz. Really quick, I just want to address one thing. I see there's a photo in place where something else used to be. Other side.
There's no
Other side. I like the photo. But there was something else there before, and it's not there now. What could it be?
Somebody lost something.
You better go lost and found.
Okay.
I
All
can't
right.
put my finger on it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Be like, Nasabenya.
All right. All right. I'll address the elephant in the room. I'll do it since he wants to do that, and I was going to introduce everybody first. I don't want to waste everyone's time on silly things about myself because this is never about me. It's like I said, it's about my friends. But since you want to make it about me,
Fucking
Uh,
goddamn.
last week, all right, Family Matters, Fight Club Pro Wrestling, their summer show, which is always a blast, kind of like a family reunion. Um, your boy co-main evented. Well, PI actually main evented the show. Um, which, by the way, before we get into me, okay, guess
No,
who
no,
no
no.
showed? Guess who no showed? Guess who no showed? All right, and had the audacity to allegedly claim to be sick. You know what? That Prince Machiavelli, all right, no showed.
Vince Machiavelli.
Go again.
Okay, no showed. All right, for his main event championship match. And you know who stepped up? You know who stepped up?
Who,
My
Chaz?
shooter, always to the left. You feel me? All right, no idol. All right, pulled up on the main event. All right, took Mac spots and Mac no showed. All right, because he was scared of big time Rob. All right, but that's neither here nor there. But okay, so yeah, me, Jordan Holt, me, great match. As all the other podcasters are saying, they said it was definitely lived up to the hype. Um, yeah, Noah lost me the championship. He hit me with the belt,
Wow.
and I lost. I didn't ask for their help. They came out there, him and his big musclehead brother. They came out there. They, I didn't ask for help, and yeah, I had it under control until they showed up.
You could have kicked out.
Wow.
That you let me tell you something. That belt was heavy. Okay, that's a heavy belt. Let me hit you
That
upside
belt
the
was
head with.
not for
You
you.
said that to me.
Let me throw that belt on top of your head.
You sound like you got excuses.
I'm not. I'm just telling. No, not excuses. It's just the facts. And the facts are that Noah Idol cost Chaz Evans, all right,
Wait, 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 wait,
the
wait.
Young Simba
So,
championship.
so you lost.
I I no.
When you lose, we win.
First, it's a strong statement to say that we win.
I was about to say that's
Because
crazy because there's a man also wearing a straight up OG Duffin season shirt. So I don't think that necessarily is true for all of us.
wait a
Twitch,
minute.
either way, depending on the day of the week, he might say yeah, or he might say no. So it just depends. And I think today I'm on his good side. So you know what? He might disagree. He might switch sides between the
Did you
show. That's how
did
that
you
works.
just see him give me a standing ovation with that? Did you not just see him
Never,
clap?
ne-
Yeah, that
never.
means he
Anyways,
agrees with me.
great. So, drop the ball.
I
Continue.
didn't drop the
Next friend.
ball. They dropped the
Continue.
ball.
Next friend.
They dropped the ball. I just want you to know. I want you to put it out there that they
Okay.
dropped the ball. The Idol brothers, okay, dropped the ball. Not Chaz the Don. No, no, they did.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next
And
friend.
now Jordan Holt is out here having his little Cinderella story run. He didn't just won the Ashe Tag Team Championships. And he thinks, oh, nah, no. You wait till I get my house in order. I'm gonna come back for what's mine. But that's neither here nor there. Let me tell, like I said, it's not about me. It's about my friends. And so let me introduce to you my next friend, ladies and gentlemen. Support your local. I'm not saying that out loud.
You just did finish it, bitch.
Finish it. Finish this.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the only Graves that matters. Okay? When Corey Graves popped up on Monday Night Raw when I was there in Baltimore, I booed that man like there was no tomorrow. And guess what? So did my son. He had no idea why we were booing him, but he just said, hey, my dad's booing him, so we're going to boo him. And then he goes, why are we booing Corey Graves? I say, because look, we like Twitch Graves better. He goes, okay, and then we just continue to boo Corey Graves. So, ladies and gentlemen, He's the only Graves that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, our local residential Fred Durst. He's probably better than the original Fred Durst.
I
All
am.
right. Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite, your favorite, the Twitch Graves.
Allow me to say this right here and now that if you go to church on Sunday, you, in fact, support your local cult. Go ahead, Chaz. Come on.
No, I can I see why you could make the argument for that. I see
Come on,
what you're doing.
you very loyal cult
You know,
follower.
no, absolutely not. Moving on. I'm not even going to entertain your
Ignore this
foolishness
all
today.
night. All night.
I'm not entertaining your foolishness. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not the least, ladies and gentlemen, back from his vacation for a month because he's got a great contract like that with 3 Count Media. So back from his month-long vacation, ladies and gentlemen, he is the heater. Ladies and gentlemen, he's my favorite. All right. My favorite, not your favorite. He's my favorite. He's my favorite Yeet man because he's got a Yeet shirt on. He's definitely a Yeeter. Ladies and gentlemen, Lou, Yeet the franchise.
Jesus fucking Christ. First and foremost, we are not fucking friends. Don't call me your fucking friend.
You're my best
You are
friend.
not friend. You are not friends with any Mexicans. Remember that. Secondly, secondly, this man above me will fucking say that that I'm his favorite here. We've been friends longer than you've been alive.
I mean, he got a point there.
Okay. You
Anyway.
good? You got it off? You good?
No, fuck you.
All right, cool, wonderful. All right, let's get this on the road. So, look, if you haven't already done so, I promise you, we definitely talk wrestling, but we definitely make fun of each other. So, if you haven't already done so, hit that follow button on all your favorite social media platforms at 3Count Pod. Everywhere except for on that X app right there, 3Count Pod _ It's the only one that's
Is
different.
that a liter soda that you're drinking there, Twitch?
What?
Is that a liter soda that you're drinking in your hand?
No.
A
you
liter
sure?
of cola. Okay, Farva.
This man got a liter of Dr. Pepper in his hand.
That's not a liter. Is that a liter? That's not a liter.
First of all, it's a 2 liter in your hands. It's a liter in mine.
Anyway. Anyway, all right. Yeah, make sure you hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Shout out to all of my live watchers right now on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Shout out to all of you who are catching us on Tuesday on our podcast. On the audio side, all of you on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, podcast.com, Amazon Radio, all of that. Wherever you get your podcast fancy on, we're on there. Definitely hit that 5-star frog splash. Give us a like and review. It definitely helps out the show. Even if you just comment that, hey, you suck, it helps out the show. So if you think that we suck, please tell us that we suck because you will definitely help us out with that. We got ourselves a really big show. Special guest coming on later. But before we get into that, let's get started with Tip Check.
Well, we got with the special, man. We prepped him for it.
We did prep him for it.
Yeah,
I thought we
so
were going.
right here. Look, have his wife take his photo of him. That's talking about you, chat. You, Lou. So have your wife take your photo.
Shut up,
so that
faggot fucker.
Evening was a holy shit.
Sorry, Mom, Kathy.
Chaz, not your night. Anyway, let's talk about it. Let's bring in our special guest before we do temp check.
All right, cool. So let me introduce to you. All right, a very special guest of mine. All right, he's a current independent wrestler. He's my rook. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my rook, not your rook. All right, that's my young blood. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's one half of what is it, Graps and I forgot their tag team name, but yeah, him and Keo. I want to duff Keo though. So
Wow.
I do want to. Keo has a
That's
duffable
the
face.
Young Boys tag team name. That's
Yeah,
Disrespect.
they're not better than pure ignorance, but that's neither here nor there. So, anyway, let me introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, independent wrestler AJB, the man to see. Put it down, put him up there, put him up, bring him up.
What's up, AJ?
Hey, what's up? Yo, Chaz, you saying that we're not better than y'all. We haven't faced y'all yet, so you Wait until that happens. Wait.
We don't need for that to happen. I want you to succeed.
Yeah, we going to, but wait for that to happen. Chill
And
out.
we don't need to wait. I already told the spoiler. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me listen. This guy
And it's
right here.
Grap City, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, Graph City. But I'm still the Don in the grapple region. But anyway, look. AJB, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the show. All right. So, look, let me tell you something. I want to give, first of all, thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate you. Because you're definitely on the other side of the country, probably sipping mai tais, hanging out on the beach or whatnot. And so, I definitely want to appreciate you for taking time out your schedule to hop on here and argue wrestling with the four of us. So,
Get it. This man had to count to figure out there was four of us on the
it's
show.
too many squares, bro. Geometry, math, not my favorite subject. All right, let's get into this first topic. So,
We getting into temp check.
oh, I'm
We
off
getting
the
into
right.
temp check. You guys know what
Good
temp check
check.
is.
Just do it. Run the show. You
Yeah.
got this.
We doing temp check. So what is temp check? Once again, we're gonna do our hottest, our coldest, and our match of the week. If we've got one,
Yeah.
we're gonna spin it around the block because Chaz doesn't know what he's doing right now since he's
Nope.
all over the place.
Nope.
So we'll just go right across where we have it. So Chaz, me, Twitch, Lou, and then we'll let AJB go last.
All right,
So
cool. So look, this is my coldest wrestler. My coldest wrestler of the week is Prince Machiavelli, rolling out from last week. How dare you? How dare you no show? Like we have built up a reputation and such a just I'm disgusted with him. So you know what? He gets my coldest wrestler of the week. He can play
I
sick
can
all
agree
he
with
wants.
that because you know what?
No, no, you don't
I'm gonna be
have to
fair.
agree with that. It's my opinion.
No,
That's not the point. This is not a debate. The
I
temp check
get
is
it, but
not
I'm
the
not gonna let
debate
you
part.
just sit
We're
around
not.
him and
No,
get
no,
like,
no, no, no.
nah,
That's not the debate part. We're not debating temp check.
nah, nah.
If the debate topic was is Prince Machiavelli a piece of crap, then I can say you could go and debate and say you can't agree
That's
with what I have to
crazy.
think.
Hey, when I needed him at SWA, he came right out and helped me out. So
That's well. So guess what? So did I.
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm
So
just
Yeah,
did
but
saying,
you still
I.
said you fucking
I'm just
did.
standing up for the dude. Like Prince was out there, and and even afterwards, we both acknowledged he was like, "Yo, I came here for you," and I was like, "I feel that. Thank you." Like, yo,
This
so
was
like, don't.
and guess what? So did I. I
I
just
saw. I have the picture. I posted the photo
you
up.
sure did, and I told you. Hold
You
on to
still
that
have
one. That's
you
probably
still
the
have that.
last photo you'll probably see of all of us together.
I mean,
Like,
you're
sorry,
not
not
wrong.
sorry. But anyway, that's my coldest wrestler. My hottest wrestler of the week, Sami Zayn. I mean, just off the rip. I mean, that's probably the obvious answer. But I'm gonna watch it.
My bad,
Suck on
Dean.
my, go suck on my big toe. How about that, Dean? That's how I like. I'll talk crap whatever I want about your OG. He no showed disrespectful. Anyway, yeah, Sami Zayn, man, like finally winning the big one, and then winning it in Saudi. Crazy enough, Cliff. You like we talked about this on the phone. You called this months ago. You said that if they were ever to pull the trigger on Sami Zayn, they would do it at Saudi Mania. They did it at Saudi United Champions, so Saudi nonetheless. But yeah, I think it's just it's a cool visual seeing Sammy with the belt, knowing the story about of Sami Zayn. Yeah, I'm Sami Zayn, hottest wrestler. My match of the week. My match of the week. I have two. I have two. Before Night of Champions, my match of the week was definitely give a shout out to Noah Idol and Rob Rackham at Fight Club. They're definitely at the main event for the Chocolate City Championship. It was definitely a great match. Definitely fire. So definitely big props to the shooter and Rob. But Night of Champions happened, and so I have to give props where it's due. I watched this match yesterday, and yeah, it's probably top three cage matches, and it's not three. So yeah, argue whether it was one or two, but yeah, no. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins put on there like seriously a classic steel cage match, and yeah, that's my match of the week.
Okay. Uh, let's go. Hottest wrestler of the week. I have to agree with you that it's got to be Sammy. I mean, winning a title in Saudi. That's lit. Like we've talked about it for a long time, and it's also he's a Grand Slam champion, so you can't like argue that point now. Like at this point, like Sammy's just kind of undeniable in that world. Actually, it was funny. Last week we talked about the debate of like our mid carders, and or the last episode. Did you say last week? The last episode we did our mid card debate. Sammy would have been in that same world too. Like I would have said Sammy was the mid carder, but now that he's won a title, got him his Grand Slam, he's gonna be the top guy for a little bit. I'm here for it, so I have to give him that spot. Give him the hottest wrestler of the week, coldest wrestler of the week. I gotta be fair, man, because like, listen, like Charlotte Flair, like has to be our coldest wrestler of the week, right? I mean, it's like I get it, she lost, and then they didn't even have her on the show, and then when she did make her appearance, she cost Jade the opportunity, for the U.S. Championship. But I'm just like, she's she's really just kind of fodder right now, and I have to address it. I have to say what it is. Match of the week, I'm gonna go. There's a lot of good matches to have match of the week, and I think I'm just gonna take the steel cage match at Saudi because the story between Braun and Seth and the accumulation of everything and the way it's sold, I was here for all of it. So I was very glad to see that match go down. I think that's what I'm gonna take as my match of the week.
Cool. Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. Uh, my hottest of the week, Obafemi,
That's good. Yeah.
the King of the Ring,
Yeah.
Obafemi. My coldest of the week, that transitional champion, Sami Zayn.
Yep. That was
Mark
like,
my words. Mark my fucking words. Obafemi will not face Roman Reigns or Sami Zayn. He will face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I guarantee you Brock gets that title one way or the other. Put it on paper, put it however you want. Guarantee you Brock Lesnar gives Sami Zayn the Kofi Kingston treatment. My matchup,
No,
I agree with both of you on fucking Seth versus Braun. The steel cage match was beautifully done.
Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
My hottest wrestler of the week, gotta be Sami Zayn. Uh, that's my hottest. Coldest, Liv Morgan. She got cursed and beat. Uh, match of the week is definitely last night when Chaz lost his fucking title.
Well, it wasn't last night, but yeah, I got you.
Nice try, though.
That makes my heart warm when I know that you don't have it anymore.
Well, I mean, it was still within the week. Like we can give it to him because it still was in a week.
yeah, that's fine. It was at 6:46. Yeah, I hadn't lost it yet. I was like, wait a minute. But I was like, nope. I was co-main. Yeah, you know how them Fight Club shows. They start at 6 and at 10. So yeah, you're right. Darn. Okay, go ahead, AJ. What you got?
hottest wrestler of the week, Sammy. And Twitch, stop. Please.
Nope, nope,
Brock,
nope.
Brock does not.
You
stand
don't
for the
debate.
championship.
No, that you don't debate temp check. Don't debate
He
temp
does
check.
not. I'm sorry, but I had
We
to say
gonna
that.
get. We gonna
He don't
talk
deserve
to him.
another
No,
chance.
let the man
He
speak
cool.
his truth. Go ahead.
We gonna debate
But
Sammy later. That's the first debate. Wait a minute.
but
Wait a minute.
hottest is Sammy. Coldest is probably
Wait a minute.
Okay,
um
Chaz.
I don't know. Coldest is probably as much as I like Jey Uso, probably Jey Uso. But my match of the week, probably the I probably said the cage match with Seth and Braun. That was pretty good.
All right.
I
Cool.
love
Cool.
Flair. Real quick. So I'm still not convinced you didn't have something to do with my prince getting sick. My coldest wrestler of the week is Chaz for not only losing the Young Simba Championship, but also costing his brother another opportunity. Damn. Agreed with Twitch. Agreed with Lou. Damn. What did you do? You've been pissing everybody off lately, bro.
Let's debate this Sami Zayn stuff because
Listen, man. Listen.
I
All
got
I want
it.
to say is this: I am. All I'm doing is I'm saving the family. That's what I'm doing. I'm saving the
Sure.
family.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Your
Look.
young boy
Let's
over
do
here
it.
getting frustrated too. That's what's weird.
Look. Exactly. Let's get this started. I love it. All right. So look. For years, right? Sami Zayn was professional wrestling's ultimate underdog. If you thought about the underdog, if you think about Daniel Bryan, think about Eddie Guerrero, think about Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, you can definitely have, at least for now, have always, you could put him in that conversation. Fans invested in every setback, every betrayal, and every near miss because they wanted to see Sami finally win the big one, right? Well, now he has it. He is the WWE champion. But here's the question: was the chase actually better than the payoff? Did winning the title complete one of wrestling's greatest underdog stories, or has they accidentally removed the very thing that made Sammy resonate with the fans? So, was this the right time to put the title on Sammy? All right, start this one off, Youngblood. What you got?
So I think it was the right decision. I think it was because he's been in the title picture for the longest time, and he's proven over and over again why he should have been the champion anyway. Because he beat Gunther. His longest like that's the longest IC title reign in history, and he beat Gunther. He did that. It wasn't like, and he didn't need no help to do it either. That was all him. He did that.
Okay.
He beat the Usos, or him and Kevin beat the Usos for the tag titles, and that
Yep, just like his interconnect connection went south.
Wow.
did that, beat them. Him and Kevin beat them. He's more than earned his strength to get the World Heavyweight Championship, or not the WWE title. I'm sorry, he's more than earned it after IC title reign, after championship, after tag team title reign. He's earned it. Yes, he's the underdog, but at the same time, the payoff to me was just as good as the chase. And Twitch, Brock does not need another championship, so please shut that shit up.
Listen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
Am I good to go next, Chaz?
That's fine. You can go. Yeah,
Wow, you
Listen.
gave his permission?
we sure did.
You are right, AJB. You are right. Sammy is deserving of it, but also Sammy is the persona, the aura. He's not going to hold that title long. He never does.
He should, but go ahead.
And I'm gonna agree with that man with the red hat that Oba and Oba and Brock have already fucking said it over and over that they're gonna meet at SummerSlam. And now that Oba is the king of the ring, it doesn't make sense not to go after Sammy, or go after that title. And I don't think it's gonna be Sammy facing him. I think it is gonna be Brock.
So like, look, you know what's funny? I kind of like I like a combination take on this. Like I kind of like between like the three of you all. Like Sammy winning, right? Definitely is like the big button. It's definitely that moment of like finally, like he won the big one, and this is no disrespect, right? But Sami Zayn is nothing more of a transitional champion at this point in his career. Looking at all the pieces, right? Because you gotta look at all the other pieces on the board. You still, and especially on what the SmackDown side, CM Punk's coming over. If the rumor's true, blah 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 whatnot, CM Punk's coming over. We already got Cody over there. You got Gunther over there. I'm trying to think who else is over there. You're probably moving up. Mello, LA Knight, Trick is in there. You got all. You probably have all these other big time players. Now, you gotta also remember that some of wrestling's greatest moments, and in history, right, came from transitional champions. Like, I know people don't like to talk about him right now because he's a big no guy, but Chris Benoit was a transitional champion, and folks like to romanticize that one, but we always remember that moment of him and Eddie, right? And guess what? Eddie Guerrero also was a transitional champion. That WWE title run was transitional. So it was like, I hate to say, it's hard to really, we use that term transitional so negatively, and it's like, oh no, don't say it. Then like that's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's not to say that Sammy's run right that he's gonna have up until whenever he does lose the belt. like isn't going to be good. Not knocking it at all. I do think this was a fresh coat of paint, something different, to lead us towards the summer. I mean, Sami Zayn isn't the long term answer WWE champion. Like he's just not. He's not presented that way, and it's not to say that he doesn't have the ability. Because I do think Sami Zayn has the ability to carry that company, but I also think that this is also maybe 5 years too late because there's so much more coming. There's so much more talent coming up. But like, yeah, that's that. That's my two. That's my 2 cents on that one. What do you got, dog?
It's one of those things that I'm just kind of curious. I'm just like dumbfounded by. I agree with what you just said right there at the end. Like this is like 5 years too late. Like we've been all on the Sammy train since NXT. You know what I mean? Like his call up from NXT was crazy. We were all hyped about it. At that point, he was white hot. He came in, he threw both of his shoulders out, still had a bomb ass
Mm-hmm.
match with John Cena. And we are like, bro, that's the guy right there. And like forever, they didn't even know what to do with him. He just kind of moved
Facts.
here, moved there.
Facts.
They're like, oh, Intercontinental, we'll make him a US champ. We'll do this, we'll do that. We'll feed him these kind of things. And it was just so crazy to watch like Kevin Owens like keep taking off and keep doing his thing. But Sammy was like consistently there and has been a consistent rock for this place. He's literally been the benchmark for everybody, and that's all they made him be was the benchmark. So getting this rally behind him and like having him win the title at Saudi Arabia, a place like let's not forget that a few years ago, Sammy was not allowed to be in Saudi. Like, just not. Like the country was like, nah, we're not rocking with him. It was the people, let's be fair, it was the people in Saudi Arabia that when Roman Reigns like showed up, they were cheering for Sammy. And Sammy was not allowed to be in the country when the bloodline were there. So when he showed up and he started cutting those promos in Arabic and was showing off like all the things he could do and get everything moving, like then the crowd was like, yo, all right, who we think we got something here. So to put the title on Sammy now, it I don't know whether it's like a reward for like him, being so like consistent. And I don't want to say anything wrong. It's just that when you're the benchmark of the company for so long, like you should be getting these things handed to you already. Like you are the face. Like you are, the not to be funny about calling people locker room leaders, but like Sammy is the guy that everybody goes to for something different to learn something new. So like, why isn't that one like in the we're given a reward for something that just came to me and came way too late? Like, if you're gonna crown him the champion, why not make it at your biggest event? Because we know the Saudi WrestleMania is gonna be massive. So why not? He's gonna be in the main event. Why not just crown him then? And there's nothing saying that it won't happen again. But I just think Night of Champions was just kind of like a meh time. And I'll be fair too. The way the match ended, I felt was kind of like meh too. I mean, I get it. He pinned the champ, right? And he got the 3 count. It protected Gunther. But I'm like, and I was looking for something else out of it. Maybe like a one-on-one match. I don't know what I was looking for, but I was just kind of like, I'm happy for him, but yeah, I'm just kind of like, uh, it's a little late for me because I liked all the stuff that Sammy was doing beforehand. So
What Dean said in the comments, he said he wasn't moved by Sammy winning the championship. None of us were, really.
All right. So it's time to be the bad guy.
be the
So,
bad guy.
well, hold on. Before you be the bad guy, and I'll let you be the bad guy. And I want to take into account that the build, and like we've also mentioned this before, this whole Sami Zayn complaining thing, like cry whiner, has not, at least as far as this panel is concerned, has not gone over, well. Like it's more or less annoying than anything else. Like I think that has to do with it as well. And I know he's kind of tipping the heel baby face line like he's the tweener. He's not yet a full face heel yet, But like it's just this whole build to this like the whole title scene has been weird. Post
Can we also acknowledge that
Hurricane.
you're borrowing right from the Usos though. Like you're talking about your day oneers, like the day one ish stuff. Like you're literally calling yourself that. So you're riding Jay's coattails to get over with the crowd, which I don't I don't like that either. You're literally riding the Usos coattails. I don't like that either. That's my problem. That's why I find it annoying, and I'm not connecting with it because it's not natural. It doesn't feel natural to me to watch that build.
So here's my okay. Go ahead, be the bad guy, Twitch. I got a question to ask everybody. But go ahead.
I don't think he deserves it. I don't think Sami Zayn is what you. Don't look at me like that, Lou. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think he deserves it in the capacity that he got it with a very bland ending.
Okay.
I don't think he deserves it
Okay.
with a triple threat match. I think if you were going to make Sami Zayn champion, like we almost all of us have agreed, it's too late. If you were going to do this, you should have done this pre Bloodline, post Bloodline, when Sami Zayn was still on fire. Now we get Karen Zayn and he's world champion. We got a man who's beating up a gingerbread man at a funeral, and that's our world champion now. When meanwhile, on the back burner, we have Oba and Brock, and Oba has said themselves, or himself, 1-1. They are not done. Say it all you want. The match for SummerSlam is Brock and Oba. I just, Sammy is a transitional champion to get us to Brock and Oba. AJ, I agree with you. He does not need the title whatso fucking ever. It does nothing for Brock. It does nothing for the title. It, if anything, it demotes it, in my opinion. We know that SummerSlam is going to be Brock Lesnar's last match. What better way for WWE in their mind to say thank you to him than giving him one more title run before he hands it off to Oba and they strap the rocket and launch it?
No, because if it's going to be his last match, why give it to him?
Because it's Brock Lesnar, and what else are you?
Because they
No.
want to. They want to put it. They
No.
want to put on. No, they're going to put it on the next big thing. That's what it is.
Give it,
They want to put it
yeah,
on
give
the
it to
next big
Oba. If it's gonna be his last match and he's not wrestling no more after this, that would be a waste of a championship win. Give it to
Would it?
Oba.
Would it
But,
though?
but,
Like real
okay,
talk.
so
Hold up. Real talk. Real talk. Like when John Cena won the title at the Royal Rumble and dropped it in the Elimination Chamber, like to Bray Wyatt. Like we didn't think that was a waste. We didn't. We didn't
Oh
call
yes,
that
we
out.
did. Yes, we did.
No, but what I'm
No, we
saying
didn't.
is that Brock
100%
is not going to
wasted.
be wrestling after SummerSlam. So who's he going to drop it to, or is he going to just
Oba.
vacate it?
No,
No,
he's
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 going
gonna
gonna
to
drop it over.
drop Oba at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Brock's gonna be Sammy for the title.
I think on a SmackDown or something coming up, Brock beats Sammy for the title the same way he beat Kofi Kingston.
I
Brock
don't know.
going
What
to
you're
run.
saying to me don't make sense because if you're saying it's a demotion essentially, they wouldn't make no sense to give it to him.
I
To
think
Brock, how would it be a demotion?
I think it makes the title look like a demotion, not so much the person itself. I think
That's what I'm saying. You saying it would look like a demotion, so why give it to him?
because it's Brock Lesnar.
Because it's Brock. That's the name.
It is
Yeah,
Brock. Brock is a money mover, unfortunately.
yeah.
I guess I don't.
I
So
I'm not saying he's
don't
not a.
think I
I'm
don't
not
think
saying he's not a money mover. I'm just saying it's like the decision to me doesn't make a lot of sense.
oh
Brock,
the
and I'm gonna
decision
tell you this.
doesn't
I'm gonna
make
tell you what's
sense.
gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna work out. And July 18th is the next Saturday night's main event.
Yep.
Where is and is going to be held in Madison Square Garden. I
Yep.
think Sami Zayn faces Brock at Saturday night main event. Brock gets one last match in the Garden. He
Yep.
wins the title in the Garden.
Yep.
Okay. And then yeah, Brock and Oba at SummerSlam for the championship. Now,
See, I'm
while
telling
this makes absolutely is so ass backwards to do, like, and I agree with AJ, like it don't make sense to do it because yes, this is a waste of a championship reign, but it's more it keeps Brock away from your main event people. Like it keeps him away from a Cody, it keeps him away from CM Punk, it
Yeah.
keeps him away and
Roman.
it gets yeah, it keeps him away from a Roman, and it gets the title so that not only does okay we get this Oba Brock Lesnar match, the third match. They're 1-1. We get the rubber match, but now we're gonna elevate it because guess what? It's for the championship,
And
and knowing
it's
that
in Brock
ES
Lesnar's hometown. His
exactly Brock
adopted hometown.
Lesnar's hometown, and then you know how they've done with this ESPN mess now that this partnership, they will milk that Brock Lesnar. All right, at such and such age, the greatest combat sport athlete of all time, in his hometown defending against the what you call it the next big thing who they're comparing him to at such it don't make sense in wrestling
You're gonna
term
do
in
the tail of the
wrestling,
tape thing.
but it like it doesn't, and I you're right, it don't, like this is a waste.
Okay.
But
Let
the bigger match going into SummerSlam is having Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi with the belt. It just to the outside looking in, to the person that don't watch Raw every week, to the person that don't watch SmackDown, who I watched WrestleMania earlier this year, and because I saw it was on ESPN. Because you gotta remember there are those folks who just watch PLEs now because it's on ESPN. And
Yeah.
so you gotta take
Debate.
you gotta take that into account. That
Debate.
there's the ones who just only watch the main four shows because that's what they remember as a kid: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor
So
Series.
wrestling debate. So,
And be
So like
serious
it's
now.
oh, what you want?
it's one of those things where like
But be serious though right now. What demographic of people does the WWE cater to now? The non-casual fans.
correct, yeah,
And
yeah,
those people who are looking at the UFC, they're looking at this match like, oh yeah, I remember Brock Lesnar from the UFC. He's in WWE now. Like, I need to go check out that match real
There
quick.
you go.
Yeah, so they're gonna do it. But the thing is like they're gonna make you pay for SummerSlam to watch it because that's gonna be the main event. Like, you're
Oh
not
yeah.
putting that
that
show to
this,
start. You know what I mean?
this would be a good segue to our second topic. We are getting off track of is this on Sammy an emotional way? Because our next topic is going to be about Oba family and who he chooses and which way he goes.
Well,
right,
first off, let's go through this real quick. So, uh, Sammy didn't move me. I watched the underdog story, and I didn't feel what I thought I would feel when he won. I agree. The build up for it was just not there. KO, oh, yep. Val Venus talking big shit. Yeah, always. I miss KO. Yes, I agree. I agree with the guy sitting next to Red Dog. It's a bit late. I don't know which side though. I'm happy for him, but meh. AEW's tonight. Be real. Who's watching? I'll be
yeah.
watching. I'll be fair. We're not doing a watch along though, gentlemen. Actually, speaking of Obafemi, have you addressed the inadvertent tap out? No, we haven't because that needs to be
No.
addressed. But we'll address that in a second. It was a money deal, Saudi Arabia. The first time the fact that Sammy was a Muslim has ever been noted. It has been, and but it was also noted that he is Syrian and also not allowed in the country. And so that was the thing that was crazy to me. It was the fans. Let's be fair. Like the Saudi fans definitely got Sammy brought in. And I appreciate that fact. I appreciate the Saudi people for cheering on Sammy and wanting Sammy there. So I was like that. Just like they did with gender, yeah, when they expanded into India,
Yep.
there's that.
All right, yo, I gotta run.
Uh,
It's been fun.
all right, AJ,
All
do
I
your
gotta
right.
get
thing.
out of here. But yeah, Twitch, that Brock Lesnar shit, that no, it ain't make no sense.
Bro,
I don't
I'm
even
right
think they're
there.
gonna go
I'm
with
right
that.
there with you. I agree with you, but I just think it makes them more money, and that's what they're hungry for right now.
Yeah.
I guess so. But I'll catch y'all on the next one. When I come back, I'll come back for sure. But I gotta run. It's been fun. Chaz, don't let them get on you too much. And
Shut up, man. You
I'm
his
not,
young boy.
I'm not worried about
Don't
these
don't
fools,
say
man.
nothing.
y-
Yeah.
y-
I
And
ain't
next
worried
thing
about
you're
these
gonna tell us
guys.
to
y'all
say
be
is,
nice to each other.
bro.
Be
They
nice
This
to
man
each
are.
out
other.
here, hey, this man gonna be out here shaving his locks just like his mentor. I ain't trying to hear nothing.
I'm not.
Get him out of here.
Yeah,
Get him,
whatever. We ain't hearing you. Bye.
get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of there.
Mm.
Get him out of there. Get him out of here.
uh, it's not gonna matter because it's Oba Lesnar first. Yep. Y'all think Cody does the NWO thing that they even shows pics of? I don't think so. Is that Fred Durst? It is.
That is.
The house that AJB built. First of all, not this house.
Wow.
No, not this house.
No, no,
AJ,
no, no, no. There's
he
no
can
house
grapple.
that
He can grapple
AJB.
somewhere else.
Not that look his house at his own, at his address.
He can
not
build
not
that house.
not not this house.
No, not this house.
Not this house at all. All right, you went through the comments already, so cool. We did that. All right, let's get into topic two for real.
All right, let's talk
Because
about it.
Blue definitely got a point here. So, over one King of the Ring. All right, no Brock Lesnar
Allegedly.
interference.
Allegedly. I'm
Okay,
gonna keep
yeah,
saying
allegedly.
allegedly.
So look, like we said, everyone's saying Oba's destined for superstardom. All right, everything about Oba is screaming next WWE franchise player. Right, he has now won the King of the Ring. So he's won probably, if not probably the next best thing to winning either Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. All right, he's got a championship match.
Correct.
He's
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 at a
going to
loss.
either. Hmm?
He's at a loss. He lost to Jey Uso.
Anyway, he didn't lose to Jey Uso. Okay, that
Who
was
tapped out?
he didn't tap. No, he didn't.
Dog, he literally he's just
Insert video evidence now.
he tapped like John Cena tapped to Gunther.
No, 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 no,
He
no.
tapped out.
So you gonna tell me you never in a match go tap like to get the crowd
No,
hyped?
I have been aware of that. In fact, I have been aware of that in a lot of my matches, and you can verify that because I've done this thing, and then I was like, oh, and then I did a foot,
So
or I'll do this thing.
mm, I'm just
I've
I'm just
been
saying.
aware of that. That's a simple thing to be aware of. This man tapped out. It's cool. He did the John Cena tap out. Just no
No, he
one wants to
didn't.
address
Whatever, bro. He didn't.
it. Keep saying it.
No, he didn't.
He tapped out.
He didn't. But anyway, who is he going to choose? Who do we got? Who do we think he's going to pick? All right.
Ooh.
Does he challenge Sami Zayn, usher in a new era, or does he go after the tribal chief and slay Roman Reigns? All right, the big guy, the big dog. All right, the man that sits at the head of the table. All right, which match creates bigger moments? Which opponent does more for Oba's legacy? All right, start this one off. Twitch, what you got?
I'm, it, it, I think he picks Sammy, and then I think it becomes Brock. Like I said all roads lead to Brock.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
okay. Let's be fair. Okay, so we know where the story's gonna go. We kind of understand how it's gonna work out. We have storybooked this way. If I'm not including Brock Lesnar into this,
Okay, if we're not including
I-
Brock,
yeah, I'm taking Roman. Like,
yeah, Roman.
Roman on the biggest show on Netflix with the biggest star and Roman. Not to mention we get to watch Jacob Fatu go crazy on SummerSlam like against Roman Reigns. Like, you mean to tell me that the tribal chief and the king, the ruler, has to go one on one? Bruh, let me get that matchup because that match is going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, if I'm taking Brock out of the equation, I'm going for the prize fight. I'm going after Roman. Like, no offense to Sammy, but why settle for second place when you got first place over here?
True.
Lou?
It makes zero sense to put Oba versus Roman at SummerSlam. It
It
does
makes no
not.
sense.
Yeah. Oba is Oba gonna run through Roman? The
Yes.
only reason that Brock Lesnar beat Oba like he did is because he fucking attacked him before the match.
Talk,
Yeah,
talk,
thank
talk to
you.
him.
Thank you for saying that. Go
And
ahead, keep going. Keep going.
it does nothing. It does nothing for Roman, who held the WWE hostage for 3 years, running this company because it needed a direction.
Yeah, let him cook. Let him cook. Cook,
Go
cook,
ahead.
Luke. Cook,
It makes
Luke. Cook.
zero sense. You have to put Oba over on SmackDown for that fucking title. It makes zero sense to put that match on with Roman right now.
Mm-hmm. He's cooking. He's cooking. He's cooking.
I'm
He's
like,
right. He's right. He's absolutely like, and that's crazy. Not. He's right.
Ass.
He's
Ass.
no, no. He's not. Nope. He's not. That
Nah.
man has got a hardcore point. Like legitimately, like, yeah, why you wait? That's a match legitimately is WrestleMania worthy.
Only WrestleMania worthy.
Only WrestleMania worthy.
This
You've
is this
got
is
your
the WrestleMania
biggest
of the SummerSlam of summertime.
no, no,
That's how WWE
no.
sells it to me. That's why it's a two-nighted event.
Yeah.
They don't do it for the Rumble. They don't do it for Money in the Bank. And they ain't done it for Summer Survivor
But
Series.
that's how far up the fucking ladder WrestleMania is. It's leaps and bounds over
WrestleMania,
its second PLE.
SummerSlam.
That's a bull-faced lie straight from the
Then
pits of
why is
hell.
Summer? Okay, then
No,
why is
you're not about to
SummerSlam
do WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Absolutely not. No,
why
it's
is it a
not.
two-night event
I,
then?
I,
Why is it a
Because
I'm
they're
two-night
just
gonna
saying,
event?
make money. That's a business decision.
rest,
That
And
has
what
the
nothing to
how
do
do
Royal
they
with
make
the
money?
aura. That has nothing to do with the aura.
the Royal
No. We're gonna
Rumble
sit.
is bigger than SummerSlam.
Exactly.
Guess
The
what?
Royal Rumble is bigger than SummerSlam.
Kurt Angle also debuted. Where did Kurt Angle debut at?
SummerSlam.
Thank you.
Okay.
Where's Brock Lesnar's supposed retirement match supposed to happen at?
That's
Was that on TV?
speculation.
No.
Objection.
No,
Speculation.
no, no. Because where are all the matches happening? Where did okay? So Brock Lesnar breaks the streak. Guess what was the next thing he did? He started Suplex City at SummerSlam, destroying John Cena. What are we talking about? SummerSlam is the second WrestleMania. They literally tell us it. WWE tells you this. What do you
We
mean
there
this is
are
the
there
big
are
spot we
things
have
WWE
yet?
would.
there are things even casuals will fucking say is there are WrestleMania parties. Like they throw parties for WrestleMania. You don't throw a party for fucking SummerSlam.
No, you
They
don't.
The
do.
biggest
No.
party of
No,
this
they
whole
don't. No,
Only,
world.
no.
only
The
the
only
three
Fuck
count
out of
podcast
here.
because we watch along.
exactly the only people that do SummerSlam parties are is the IWC. That's who do SummerSlam parties. There is WrestleMania parties, and Lou, you're right. And people do Royal Rumble because every motherfucker knows the Royal Rumble. They know that hey, we throw the guy over the top rope. The last one wins. Kids today, what they do on the game? No, let's just run a Royal Rumble match. Like,
The way you
no,
guys are
it's the
making it sound,
Royal
though, is
Rumble is
that
number
SummerSlam
two.
is the
That's not
you
even the debate. We're not debating even that. There's just a hardcore fact that the Royal Rumble is second. Now I'm
okay.
calling it
Well,
that.
then you tell
The-
me why. Okay, then tell me why the Royal Rumble was not the second event that was going to be a two-night event.
because
Because
Tell me why.
it's easier to market a 2 night event in the summer than I don't know, freaking January, February. More
okay,
people got money to travel during the summer, during and they can make it a vacation. Let's not
okay.
do
Chad,
business 101 here, brother. Come on,
time out,
man.
time out,
Let me
time out,
squash
time
this
out,
right
time
now.
out,
Let me
time out.
Oh
squash this
my
right now.
god!
Let me squash
Chad,
this right now.
stop
Cliff,
inverting the
I've
microphone.
never seen
Sorry.
Biz over fucking Royal Rumble over anything else. That's my pick. That's my pick. That's my pick. That's my pick on Royal Rumble. You've never
I'm
been that
just
hyped for
so
any other
lost
fucking
that you
thing.
guys are like. Do you mean to tell me that you give it the second most amount of money at at SummerSlam, but yet the Royal Rumble is a bigger event? What? Business 101, you're literally describing it for me. No, SummerSlam is the WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania Part 2. It's literally WrestleMania Part 2. WWE has told us this numerous times. BKM told us this. Hunter has told us this. Why would they sit back and go, hey, you know what? Like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and we'll say that for later. We know they're going to make that a two-night event. We know this is happening. But to say that that's not like SummerSlam isn't going to be where you get the biggest moments, didn't we watch Rhea Ripley drop her title to Liv? Didn't we watch the what event
Who
did
cares
Dom turn
about
on Liv
Rhea
at?
Ripley?
What event did Dom turn again? Which event was that? Was that Royal Rumble, or was that Survivor Series?
The
Oh
Royal
yeah,
Rumble
yeah, that was it. That was at
came
SummerSlam.
off to the
Uh,
WrestleMania.
when we talk about Logan Paul's match with LA Knight, where was that again? Was that the Royal Rumble? Was that
SummerSlam.
WrestleMania? What was that one again?
Wasn't that in
That was at
Saudi?
SummerSlam. Right. That was in SummerSlam. No. That was in SummerSlam. I'm just saying that all these matches that we're literally talking about, like the last man standing match with Brock Lesnar and Roman, where Roman caught the microphone after Brock like threw it at him. Where was that again? Was that at Royal Rumble? Was that SummerSlam?
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah, that was, oh, that's
one
SummerSlam. That's right. Yeah,
spot.
yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, but fuck me for saying that. Yo, this is
Yeah,
stupid,
fuck
bro.
you. Yeah,
Yo,
fuck
I
you.
y'all so
I
dumb,
agree with
bro.
Lou.
Y'all
I
so
agree
Yeah,
with
dumb.
fuck
I
Lou.
hate
you,
it, man.
man.
I
And
agree with
Roman,
Lou.
Ova and Roman would be the money maker match to have at SummerSlam, bro. This is
They're
where you would
already
have that
fucking.
story
They're
start.
already promoting Brock versus Obi.
I know, but
Time
if
out,
Brock
time
was
out,
the
time
So,
out,
face,
time out.
so you're
it would
wrong.
be
Shut up.
Roman.
So you're wrong. Shut up.
It's stupid, bro.
Today's
It's
show is
so
brought to you by
stupid.
the Samoan World Order.
So dumb. So dumb.
Anyway,
This has
um,
never been a more divided topic.
right. Is SummerSlam the second biggest show? No, it's the
Yes.
Rumble.
Comments down below.
Vince,
It's
Well,
the
no,
I've never
Rumble.
seen you hype for SummerSlam. I've never seen you
Exactly.
hype during a
Never.
show.
There is no one.
That's
And
because
to,
You
and
were
there's
to be
hyped.
no
honest,
shows.
and to be honest, the only person on this show for the past what 6 years that have ever been hyped for a SummerSlam has been JJ. May he rest in. Well, he's not really nothing's wrong with him. He's just not on the
Damn.
show. He's the
Rest
only
of
one
rest
who
in
gets
peace.
hyped for SummerSlam because as a child he always goes SummerSlam was his favorite. That's the only person on this show who's ever gave two rats tails about SummerSlam. We get more hype for Survivor Series. You get hype more for Survivor Series because that's your show and how you always go. They need to give it a 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series match. Get rid of the War Games. Bring back my Survivor Series tag team match because I like my stupid elimination six-man whatever tag. Like, let's be for real. You care more about Survivor Series, which is probably the least out of the big four pay-per-views. People don't even consider Survivor Series a big four. They put money in the bank in that conversation now.
That's because there's a big five now. That's not the point. My point, everybody on this podcast knows that I love the Royal Rumble. That is my event. I will be fair when I say that. So for me to stand up and have this much passion about SummerSlam
It's
being the
blasphemy.
event tells you something.
It's blasphemy.
Vince, like Chris Jericho said, you stupid idiot.
Legitimately. And I hate
Y'all
Jericho.
fucking crazy. Y'all fucking crazy.
Oh
You're wilding out, yo. This
my goodness.
is so dumb. So dumb. Yo, you mean to tell me you're not gonna have the biggest fights on the second largest event that happens? That's fucking stupid, bruh.
It's
Bruh.
in, and then where's it at? It's in
I'm
Minnesota,
in
of all
London.
places.
Minnesota.
Of all places, that's not. No, that doesn't
At an
scream
indoor stadium.
WrestleMania Part Two.
At an indoor
They need to
stadium.
they need to throw
It's
it
an
back to
indoor
look.
stadium.
You know what? If they were in LA, I'd be like, you know what? All right, man. I give it to you. Los Angeles. It's the biggest party of the summer. They lie. Who's having a big party in Minnesota? What parties is popping off in Minnesota?
Bro, I can't wait, bro.
I
I
had it.
can't
Look,
wait.
you
I'm
could
waiting.
look. I bought in when
August
they were in
25th.
Nashville because no,
Stop.
nothing pops off really over there in Tennessee.
Hey,
So
Chaz,
I could buy Nashville. I could buy it as the biggest party of the summer. Minnesota, who
In
anyway?
the
Chaz,
summertime. In the summer. In the indoor
No,
stadium.
no, exactly.
keep it,
SummerSlam, if it's
Let's let him know.
WrestleMania
Let's let him
Part
know.
Two,
Let's let him
should
know.
be in an
Low key,
outdoor stadium.
low key,
Outdoors.
SummerSlam's gonna fucking disappoint a lot of people.
It sure is. It sure is.
Wow.
This
I
two
can't believe
this
y'all get
two night
started.
SummerSlam is not about to be what everybody think is going. Me and Lou is on point today. I don't care what y'all
Nah,
say today,
y'all,
cause
yo,
look,
I'm
I
gonna
agree.
see
This
real quick.
SummerSlam is not about to be what people think it's going to be. But
Fuck
that's
that.
not here nor
I,
there.
I,
We
I
gotta move
see
on.
Twitch Game
keep that
Flips
same
from Memphis
energy for
from him.
WrestleMania 43.
You're right, and that's when we yeah. That's
43.
I agree. I agree with you on that one because I can't wait.
Since we're done arguing, make sure you head over to foryourwearingprowrestlingtees.com and pick up all your favorite Pure Ignorance, Red Dog, and 3 Count Podcast merchandise.
Thanks, Switch.
You can get that shirt on For Your Wear. Well, it's not up there yet because
Soon.
it'll be up there soon. Let's go through the comments. Let me see. Let's see here. Let's see
It's
what
literally
everybody's
on
been
the
going on.
line
All
for the night
right,
event of
cool.
the year.
Whoa.
Move it out of the way so I can pull up these comments.
Okay, gotcha. Boom. There you go.
No, just going to say his name is all. Oh yeah, with the AGB. Yeah, I got you. I got you. It will not be in no way Roman and Oba. No, you're right, but that should be the match. Chaz, he tapped out just like you do all the time. Oh wow.
Damn! Hey, you know,
I
Mazda,
automatically like that
Mazda
person.
007. Shut your mouth. Don't talk about
He
Chaz
was
like that.
fighting. He was
Hey,
fighting
Fat
out of
Boy,
the
shut yours.
tapping. He was definitely tapping.
No, he was not.
Hey, good evening, guys. Hi, mom.
Oh, mom's on the show.
He's going for Roman.
She already hates me. Sorry, Mom.
She doesn't hate you. Is Brock going to put him over again? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brock
For
doesn't want to
Owen
put over
lose again,
Gunther.
Roman is not going to lose. Roman would lose to Oba. And then you can set up Oba versus Gunther. Why?
No.
So
Gunther is busy with his Nick Aldis issues right now.
Oba is moving to Raw. Oba is already on Raw.
That's why that
Sami
comment
Zayn,
right there tells you we can't trust Wazner 007.
Sami Zayn's reign will be too short. It is. It will
I
be-
agree. Yes.
It will be
Yes.
short.
Yep.
SmackDown.
Wasn't Goldberg Lesnar 2 at SummerSlam? Yes.
Yes.
Was it something? No.
No, it was Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Because
it
the
was
game,
Survivor Series.
because the
was
game
a
used to
very
come
good
out. Yes, because yeah, no, because that
We
match.
told 3 matches. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we did the Royal Rumble spot right after that, and then WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
I remember the video game came out around that time, and they were like, "Yeah, it's Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Goldberg's back. Relive this match only at WWE 2K, whatever year that was." I remember. Yeah,
They feared him. That was
yeah,
so-
exactly. Yeah.
Poor Mike. Facts.
Bro, he likes. Never mind.
By the way, LA Knight is still the coldest. Sure.
I
Chaz,
can
can
definitely pull my.
can you get me a SWO shirt for my birthday? What about Showhausen? Hey,
Oh my god.
I love when y'all have different opinions. It's very entertaining. That's the most bass I've ever heard in Chaz's voice. You know what happens when you put the
Look, you
Royal
rich.
Rumble
Don't
over
talk
Survivor
about
Series? You just made the list. Everyone has a valid point except Chaz.
Oh my goodness.
Somali corruption. It's like singing Minnesota party. Do I get any royalties for the SWO? No.
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 I don't hate you, Lou. Glad you're back.
Thanks, love you, Mom.
Oh, then you know what? You're right. She
Gunther
did. She actually
is
personally asked about you one week, and I was on the phone.
Yeah.
She was like, "Well, where's Lou? Where's he at? He's been on the show." I was like, "Doing his life things, like whatever he's got with his life."
Try
All right,
not to
cool. That was probably the more entertaining debate was about Royal
I'm
Rumble.
still mad about this, bro.
That's
Like, I'm
on
still
you.
hot.
That's on you that you can't see past that the SummerSlam is not all that.
Hey,
The Royal
Justin,
Rumble
It's
is
like
the
the
second.
hottest night of the year.
But it's
It's
not.
Hey, Justin,
And it never is. And it never is.
It.
And they
Justin
lie every
Timberlake,
year.
cry me a river and get over it.
They legit build a bridge, get over it. Literally.
No,
right.
never. Burn that bridge down. Stay
Bridge-
on my
no.
side and still yell about what I'm saying. Like, fuck out of here.
Alright. Here we go. So, Paul Heyman has spent decades, alright, changing the wrestling business, elevating careers. Brock Lesnar, as we talked about earlier, became an attraction like anything we've ever seen. Roman Reigns' transformation into the tribal chief and dominated legitimately an entire era. CM Punk, voice of the voiceless and one of wrestling's most influential stars. And now Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, The Vision. He has evolved in probably the greatest manager of all time. So tonight we're asking, when it's all said and done, when Paul Heyman calls it a career, who stands out as Paul Heyman's greatest success story? So what's going on with you, dog? What you got?
Curtis Axel.
Jesus fucking.
So we just precursor.
We say that
Why?
jokingly.
Why? I just precursor why this is the topic. I listened to Paul Heyman's interview with Chris Van Vliet this week, and he when you if you heard Paul Heyman do an interview, you probably heard them all. Paul likes to embellish the truth. Like he tells the truth but sprinkles the lie within the truth. And if you can decode Paul Heyman, you can get you get some real hidden gems. And Curtis Axel, Chris Lee he asked about the Paul Heyman guys that failed, like Cesaro, Curtis Axel, and you go listen to it for yourself. But he pretty much said like they were designed, there was nowhere to go with there. They were feeders for Punk.
Mhm.
Like
But I'll be fair.
they yeah,
And outside of
they were
ECW,
feeders for Punk. They were never to go anywhere with it. So like just because you brought that up and it was very like eye opening.
yeah, and I heard that. I heard the story behind it too. So I also understand. Outside of ECW, like I just want to move outside of ECW. Obviously, ECW was a big thing too. Like back in the late '90s. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna say Brock, bro. Like you, like Brock. Every time that Brock came in, like he just made Brock like the biggest thing ever. And I think the thing, what makes it different for me is that outside of Roman, right? Let me be fair. Let me say it like this way: outside of Punk and Rollins, right? Like Brock wasn't cutting promos for himself, and when he was cutting promos for himself, we all were just kind of like, "All right, Brock, you need someone to talk for you," and that's what made them so they gel so well together, and that's what made that thing like explode. Like Paul was literally he was the mouthpiece. He was the guy that was hyping up Brock Lesnar. He was the guy that always putting all the work in, and Brock was the muscle. Let's be fair, okay. But as far as like building an attraction, building a person to be the biggest that they could be, it was Brock Lesnar. Like there's no looks around where it's at. Like the dude is the dominant, the beast incarnate. Like we can quote all the stuff that Paul Heyman has said about Brock, and it's just what it is.
What you got, Lou?
So I've actually gone back and forth with this one, with Brock and Roman, and I'm gonna say Roman. And the reason being is we saw him in the Shield and where he was going then, and then the big dog time, and Vince really loved. He wanted it to be the big dog. That's what he wanted. Paul came in and said, "Let's not do that. The big dog isn't gonna last. Let's let's talk about maybe calling him the tribal chief." And that was Paul Heyman's idea. Uh, and he transitioned Roman into not cutting very good promos, forgetting what he was gonna say, to what we watched for almost 4 years of dominance, all under Paul. And so, for me, at the end of the story, when all the dust settles, if it isn't ECW, it's going to be Roman for me. And that's from a person for 4 years, well, on this podcast, hated the Roman. All you guys did the whole thing, and I would never do it. But when Paul, at the end of the day, Paul.
Brock, without a doubt, Brock.
Oh,
Like Paul handled some of his, from what I understand, Paul handled his first UFC contract.
yeah.
Like we still sit here and talk about how Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman is the combo. Roman did great. Punk did great. Nobody. It's Brock though. Like decades we have watched that combo together, and it is always fucking fire. Find me a Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar promo that's not good. I'll wait. You can find them with Punk. You can find them with Roman. I think when push comes to shove, Paul Heyman's biggest legacy outside of ECW will be Brock Lesnar.
Wow. All right. I did not think this was going to go this way. Um, but hey, if anything like that last debate went, I see how this is going to go. Look, if we're being for real and like completely objective, Brock Lesnar's the obvious answer. Like, let's just we all agree Brock's the obvious choice. Like, but Brock was already a freak athlete. But under Paul Heyman, he became probably the most believable attraction in the history of modern day wrestling. Like, that's facts. The Beast incarnate character, the Undertaker ending the Undertaker streak, the dominance, like, it's legendary, and there's no doubt about that. Like, and Paul even said it on his podcast. Like, nowadays when people look at Paul, they don't associate him with ECW or anything else. They associate him with Brock Lesnar. Okay. And so, like, you can't take nothing away from the Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman partnership. Nothing. You can't take anything away from it. Legendary, and it definitely goes down in wrestling history. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns though, because Roman, in a sense, represents Paul Heyman's greatest success story, and I'll tell you this why. Because Paul didn't just manage Roman. Paul like helped completely reinvent Roman Reigns and really reinvent the entire wrestling business as a whole. All right, like when Paul was like around 2020, right? When Paul aligned with Roman, Roman was what? He was hated. He was what? He was stale. It was literally what? Same old shit as we all said. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
But he went from being what, this polarizing figure in WWE to probably arguably the greatest character of his generation. You
of all
can
time.
and you can argue of all time. Think about the resume. When Roman held the Universal title for 1,300 days, 1,300 days. One of the longest world title reigns in history. Main evented multiple WrestleManias as that tribal chief gimmick, right? Literally was the centerpiece of probably one of WWE's hottest creative periods in the past 30 years. That bloodline story became critically acclaimed, financially successful, and literally helped them secure a $1 billion deal with Netflix. Like, when we talk about the like that renaissance era of professional wrestling that happened, that indie boom, well, that all starts because of the bloodline. Like, and shout out to COVID, all right. But like, that started because like it that swelling happened because of the bloodline, and Roman elevated stars, okay, and we kind of like, if you really look back at it, Roman elevated Jay Uso, he elevated Solo,
Sammy.
Cody, Sami Zayn, and revitalized Paul Heyman's own relevance as far as an on-screen manager. Because now you didn't just associate Paul Heyman with with Brock Lesnar. He was out there with the bloodline with Roman. Brock was already a made man before Paul. Brock had won NCAA championships. Brock was going to become a WWE champion without Paul. That's based off of his size and the things that he could do. Brock was going to become somewhat of a star. Would he have became a big star like he was? Probably not, but he would have been a star. All right. CM Punk at the time when Paul joined up with him, CM Punk was already finding his voice and was at this point already a made man in WWE. All right. The vision is still, the vision is still writing their chapter, and that's remained to be seen what happens, as far as, looking in the totality of the vision. But like, Roman is different. Like, is built different. Paul Heyman took a guy like that people like legitimately rejected as a babyface, and he transformed him into one of the all-time greatest healed, culturally a cultural phenomenon. Really, you can go around and people will know when you say throw up the ones, they know that people are talking about Roman Reigns. Like, he's literally the defining wrestler of this era of professional wrestling. Like, Brock can be Heyman's greatest client, but Roman Reigns is his greatest success story. Like, Paul didn't create Brock. That's the thing. He didn't create Brock. I don't think he perfected Brock. He
So
reinvented Roman Reigns.
okay,
You look at
I
Roman Reigns now as the tribal chief, that is because of Paul Heyman. Like
so
legitimately
I
changed
see
the
your point.
entire wrestling business.
I see your point, but I need to correct you on one thing because when Brock made his debut, who introduced Brock?
Oh,
Paul.
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 Yeah,
but he didn't need
and
it.
been with him the whole time. Was with him, and then the thing is, and this is where I want to get to, right? Is that like he had Paul, he became like this dangerous dude. He's in there power bombing Spike Dudley numerous
Right.
times in that debut, and then you took Paul away, and what happened to Brock? He just kind of floundered around for a little bit till they could like get him back on point. Like let's be real. Like we know that he was a monster. We knew what he was. We knew what he was gonna be able to do. He just kind of floundered around though, and like people were just kind of like, all right, well Brock's here, and then like Brock was like supposed to be like the good guy, and then he came back to being a bad guy, and then they put him with Paul, and then he started getting more devastating, and then when he came back originally, right when he left after he left the UFC, left the WWE, went to the UFC, came back. Remember, he didn't have Paul at first. He came back. He said his little comment about, yo, I took your stupid champion. I punched him right in the mouth, and this is what we do, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, hey, you know what, man? Let's go ahead and just put Paul back with him. And then that elevated Brock again. Like, that took Brock to a whole new level because Brock was the mouthpiece. Paul Heyman was behind the scenes still, you know, playing with the strings. You know what I mean? Like, still pulling stuff, like helping Brock make sure that we were getting the best version of Brock Lesnar that we could get. But once Paul came out of there and started cutting the microphone with him, that's when everything became like those moments are. And I do agree. It's so hard because I do agree. I see your point, and I 100% agree with you. But to literally take a guy who won an NCAA championship, and came into and went to OVW and then came to WWE, you stuck him with one of the greatest mouthpieces and managers like in history, and it was well versed before with Paul before we ever could thought of it like this person, but you stuck him with Brock, and then they both like exploded, and it's just to me when I look at it, Roman Roman was going to find his voice. Remember, because he had left. He left when COVID happened. He left. He wasn't in the WWE for what was like 5-6 months. He was gone,
Yeah.
right? And then when he came back, he had that whole new look. And now, Brandon, I do understand. Like Paul helped out with that transformation and that character growth. And you are right. One of the greatest reigns that we have ever seen in modern wrestling, right? And the one thing I will say is that Paul Heyman was like being the wise man, right, for Roman. He didn't have to cut promos for him. So when you see someone else cut a promo for the guy who's going to batter you, destroy you, he's going to victimize you, right? Those are the things that you remember with Brock, not with Roman. But I do agree, Roman, like it's literally 1A 1B, like because at that point, like it's a coin flip. That's why when I look at Brock came out of he was just a young kid, came out, got stuck with Paul. Paul helped him grow, and then when he was on his own, things just weren't popping. Things are still popping for Roman now, and he's without Paul. You know, so I'm like, I get it, yeah,
And that's
directly
because,
get it,
and so that's a good point, right? He is, and that's because of what Paul did with him.
yeah,
I and I because I don't we don't get OTC without Paul. We don't get to
right,
that point. We don't get to that without Paul. Like yeah, he's popping now without Paul. But how to get there is
yeah.
we
But
had to get
Brock,
we had to get there at some point.
and my point though is that Brock, the way he pops off, the way he keeps rocketing up, is because of Paul and Paul's promos. Like Paul has like devoted a lot more time into Brock Lesnar than what he has to Roman.
I don't know about that one, dude.
You mean you don't know? Like we literally know the time slot. We know the time
We,
slot.
we literally we literally watched Paul Heyman not sleep for 3 days so he could play the part for Roman. He didn't have to he didn't do that. He didn't have to do that for Brock. He
No,
had to
but
do
that's
it.
that's because it at that point, like Roman had left, and so like Roman had like left, right? But like when Brock was around, like Paul never had to worry about that. Like character, you're talking about character wise. I'm talking about like when it comes to building a person up and making them as big as possible. Brock will always be that guy. This is the dude who literally broke the streak. And why would we talk about it? It wasn't. It wasn't
But
Paul
he
or it
wasn't
wasn't
going to
Brock
break the.
Lesnar.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't Brock.
David's
Listen, it
idea.
wasn't Brock Lesnar cutting those promos against the Undertaker. It was Paul. Like Paul
But,
literally made this the biggest
but the
business of all
Undertaker was
time.
originally going to win that match. It wasn't supposed to happen till the night of, and that's when
Doesn't
Vince said, "Hey,
At
by
the
the
end of
way,
the
this is
day,
going to happen."
the person who broke the streak was Brock, and the person who was managing Brock was literally going, "Oh my god!" It was Paul. It was Paul who made the two who beat the Undertaker, the two who beat the Undertaker's streak, the the one versus the one. Paul was making that match the biggest match possible with Brock and Roman, and he did on both sides of the fence. Like it is Paul, bro. But to me, it's got to be Brock. It's got to be Brock.
You've been wrong all show, dude. Something's wrong with you today.
I've been wrong all show. Wild.
All right, let's go to the comments. Let's see what the comments say.
Lou needs to be around more. He's a homie. He's a bad
I don't know who
homie.
you are, but here's that for you.
You're y'all not very oozy. No, we're not. Tommy Dreamer, I agree. I when it comes to building the business,
ECW.
yeah. I'm with Dog. SS is the shit. First of all, I don't know anything about SS because that sounds like something that would be out of a German party, and I'm not with that. Is the shit.
Look at the dick.
Until he's talking about SummerSlam. I'm just kidding. He's talking about SummerSlam.
I don't
I'm
know if
also
the disclaimer covers that.
you know, I mean, it's covered a lot of crazy stuff.
Oh man,
Cesaro didn't fail. Cesaro was held back. He should have been champ. Cesaro, yeah,
yeah,
and that's something that Paul had mentioned, and Chaz and I both attest to it. Like a guy who could cut promos in 5 different languages should have been that guy.
yeah.
Like, should have been that guy. Lou, I love your grateful hat. We should all be wearing one. Nice to meet you, Miss Evans.
You better stop
That's
hitting on more
suffering
Evans.
succotash, son. Yeah, that is a thing that Roman said. That is what Roman.
Yeah, I remember that.
Same with Chaz, same old shit, just great makeup. Yeah. I also think, man, like Paul reinventing Roman was like that's the coup de grace right there. I'll be fair with y'all when we talk about it. I just think impact wise, it's got to be Brock. All
No, the
time, oh
coup de
hell no,
grace.
maybe the last 10, 15 years. Loses credibility because of all the matches he won because of interference and all that title 13 plus days. Oh yeah, because we talking about
No,
uh
you're fucking wrong
that
there,
was
Rich.
started just like Bob Backlund holding the title for 3.5 years.
See, I disagree with this because find me a heel that has been in a faction, aka Triple H, who didn't have every single person in his group interfere every single fucking week.
Mm.
I definitely have been rewatching Evolution Monday Night
Cash
Raw.
Evolution, there you go. There's
Cash
another one.
Yeah, I've been watching that era of Monday Night Raw 2003, and yeah,
Every
it's
single
it's
match.
funny because I came in 2004 2005 towards the end, and it was like I'm like okay, let me rewatch. I'm like, oh wow, it is every week. Like poor Shawn Michaels, bro.
Bro,
Like poor Shawn. Like he was always already my favorite, but good gracious, that
I
man
like
got
this. This is a
beat
good
up.
question. So let me post it back up. I gotta ask must know. If not Sammy, who are you putting in that position to run SmackDown? Who do you feel has earned it right now? It's a good question. Who you guys got?
to be like QB1 of SmackDown,
Yeah, let's call it that.
and that's hard.
Oba
Over,
fucking Sammy.
yeah. Currently, you
I'd still, and this will be the unpopular decision. It's still Cody Rhodes. He don't got to be champion to be QB1 in a sense, but I still think
I
the
fucking hate
guy
it.
that's leading the charge of SmackDown is Cody Rhodes. I don't listen. I love CM Punk. He is the 3 Count Podcast favorite fill in wrestling, and but when he comes over to SmackDown, it's not his show. It's Cody's show, and guess what?
For
You know
now.
how Punk is. He's probably going to say that in a promo. Cody's going to probably say, "No, bitch, this is my show." Like that's probably how it's going to go. But it's the person who's leading SmackDown right now, excuse me, is the guy who's always being featured, who's the guy they're always promoting, who's going to be doing something on SmackDown, whether it's on a Monday Night Raw or it's an NXT. They're promoting and they're telling me what Cody's doing.
Yeah,
They're telling me that Cody is going to do such and such on SmackDown, and that hey, yes, you're watching Netflix right now, but go on your actual TV cable and go watch USA and go watch what Cody Rhodes is doing. Go watch what Cody Rhodes is going to be on some talk show. He's going to be on some game show. Go check out what Cody. I still think it's Cody. Now, does Cody have to have the title? No, he doesn't have to be have the title. I still think crazy enough, I know he said it on the show, but he is QB1. You internet fans can get mad. He is. Roman Reigns is not QB1. The man that's leading this company is Cody. Roman may be like a overseer of what's going on, all right, like he may got final say in here there, but like every day it's Cody Rhodes, and I need us to get over that and suck that in. Like it's
I,
Cody.
I don't hate that opinion. I don't hate that opinion. I'll tell you this. Take Cody out the picture and take not the you'll agree with me when I say this. Take Cody out the picture, and not Sam. If it's not Sammy, it's Trick Williams, because we're also talking about all the stuff that Trick does
That's
on
fair. That's
and
fair.
like that's a star right there. Like we are literally watching him every single time. I was like, you got to give love, and here's also why I say this too, because on the other side of things, Rhea's injured, so we're not really talking about what's going on with the like. I don't want to be rude when I think we're not talking about the women's division, because we do talk about the women's division, but we're really not talking about the women's division like that. Like
No.
it's unless Rhea's there, we're not really talking about the women's division. And Trick, we are talking about the things that Trick does on the show. So like that would be my one beef, if not Cody. So
Mr. Golden's going to start having conspiracy theories coming up here soon.
right. Roman elevated Seth, gave him the idea for the division and alliance to Heyman.
Yeah.
True. Heyman is this generation's Jimmy Hart and Paul Bear all in one. I would actually say
I
he
would
is.
elevate him and say he's this generation's Bobby the Brain Eaton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
He's
what I was gonna go with.
he's that good. He's that good. He you put GOAT managers, you put Paul Heyman at 1. He's not 2. You put the Brain now underneath him. I definitely think Paul has cemented that as the greatest manager in professional wrestling. I
So
definitely do think that.
Brock has been the same since his debut. Still can't talk. Has not modified his wrestling skills at all. He's been popular because he's big, strong. Defeated Undertaker when he had a concussion. Here's the thing, though,
That's
and
fair. No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair
Hey,
point.
I'll time out real fast because when Brock came back, didn't he start choking motherfuckers out and making them submit?
Oh,
So
right.
the
Okay,
thing
yeah.
is,
He added like what?
modify
Okay,
it.
but whoa, but that's two. That's two. He's added the choke
Oh
and the
no!
submission, the Kimura. That's 2 submissions. But it's still rinse, wash, rinse, repeat. It's
but
still
here's the
same
thing,
Brock
though.
Lesnar.
Where's that?
So what?
But
He's added submissions. Oh, cool. It's still suplex,
yeah, whatever.
suplex,
So
big
So
man
what?
here's the
It's
thing, though.
still clothesline, clothesline,
F5.
Superman punch, spear. Oh no! He added
No,
a
no,
Hold the
gear.
Roman's
block,
doing
hold
more
the
stuff
block.
than that, pal. Did you watch that last match with Jacob
Oh, shut up,
Fatu?
Chaz.
He's doing more stuff than
Shut
that, man.
up.
You better put
Shoulder
respect on.
block,
You better put
Hey,
some
real
respect on
talk,
my
real
tribal
talk,
chief.
Roman
real
Reigns.
Put
talk.
my
Shoulder block.
put the
Hey,
one
hold on,
there.
hold on.
And you
Here you go.
lucky
Shoulder block, shoulder
my
block.
my Roman Reigns shirt was dirty and I wore it yesterday. I would have put that on today. Put him up in the air.
I'm just
My
saying.
tribal chief,
Simple.
your tribal chief, the man that sits at the head of the table. All right, where I put the beef.
Anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Put the beef
Yes,
to
he did.
it.
But it could be SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Hi, Mr. Golden. We're not talking about Triple H. We're talking about Lesnar. H didn't have a title for 1,300 days combined.
That's right. That's also true. That's
Yeah,
true.
but
That's
Hunter
true.
at the time. Yeah, but you know what? Also, Hunter also had that kind of pull behind the stage where he didn't, or behind everything, where he didn't want to work on Tuesdays, and that's why they didn't make him champion. With That's why JBL was champion. Let's call it being.
I mean,
That's
JBL's reign
mentality.
was still was awesome. Hey, look,
I
that's
mean,
another
look,
reign that no one talks about. He barely won anything clean during that
and that's why
long
SmackDown is on the
reign.
downside. You know what's crazy? Okay, I want to talk about this. Why is SmackDown on the downside? I don't think SmackDown is on the downside. I I think we have six amazing superstars. Like we have our new SmackDown six, like on SmackDown, and like it's crazy. Like, and I'm not talking about Cody being in that SmackDown six. Like right now, like we have Carmelo, we have let's be fair, Danhausen also be running shit on there. You've got he does, and
Yeah, he's on,
people watch. Listen,
he's on every
yeah,
show.
but my point being though is that if you see Danhausen's, like if you look at their YouTube page, like Danhausen's videos are always the most watched.
everywhere.
It's crazy. And I just be fair with it. Trick Williams is also in that mark, right?
Yeah,
Trick, Carmelo, uh, I did say Cody also kind of be mentioned there. Sammy is in that same six because he does be pulling on some sick ass matches. Like we got to pop with it. Solo is also in that match. You know, we're gonna get Royce Keys. It's gonna be popping up here soon. We're not even talking about the women's side of things. Like I don't know. There's a lot of great wrestlers and great wrestlers who are over with the crowd on SmackDown. So I don't know about being on the backslide, on the downside. They saturated Cody. That's because Cody wants to do all that stuff. Cody doesn't know what it means to have a wall because Cody is part of the hierarchy. He is Roman, the fucking CEO. uh, I feel sorry for Royce Keys. He gets no love from the E. It's all about Trick, Javon, and Oba. Well, Trick, Javon, and Carmelo actually is what I would say. Those three because Oba is not really on there, but Royce Keys definitely deserves more love. I don't know how you all feel, but let's go. 27 Germans and 25 F5s.
And two
Whatever.
Kimuras.
And people pay attention to him. And one clothesline. Like people still watch Brock Lesnar. You know what Brock Lesnar's bringing to the fight, yet you still watch the same match, and you're still there talking about, oh my god, bro, he hit him with 16 German suplexes and then pinned him.
The man is a collegiate wrestler and a UFC fighter. What do you really want him to do?
something
Seriously.
different. Something different.
He tried that,
Okay.
and guess what?
Stole that from Heyman. Yes.
Star press.
Okay, I don't mind Danhausen, but turning the Miz into Festus. Actually, right now, it's just nope. He's not even Festus because the bell rings and you get a whole different character. He's stuck in that character right now. He Runhausen, the SmackDown Hausen, absolutely. Carmelo, I will give him credit for taking defeats. Yeah, but his U.S. title run was lit. Like in Ilya, that those matches with Ilya, we were talking about his matches with. We were talking about those matches with Andrade. Remember when
Oh
earlier this
yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah,
Andrade and
yeah, yeah.
Carmelo, like we were talking about those matches. Like we were like, "Yo, do we have something here?" And then Andrade was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna go to AEW." He's like, "I'm getting out this deal," and he did. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of great wrestlers on. And the funny thing is Johnny Gargano hasn't even kicked off the tires yet. Like he's still just kind of like laying planking on random shit.
That's a wasted talent right there.
Oh, buddy.
No,
Yeah, don't get me started on that one. All right. So look, that's the show, folks. Shout out to all of you who um made it to the end of the show. This was definitely this was a wild one. Shout out to AJB for being on the show earlier today. For our first topic for Sami Zayn. Next week we got ourselves another guest debater. He's a rapper. Got the graphic up there. Pull that up for us. Boom, Smurf. Right now he's in LA performing for BT Weekend. He'll be on the show next week. We'll be doing a top wrestling entrance theme debate, so definitely tune in next week for that one.
you can
What,
just never
man?
get it right. It's a draft. We're drafting
Draft,
theme songs.
the draft.
You can do what's the best debate song? No, that's not what we're saying. Because otherwise, it would just be Jericho. Like, who is he talking about?
What? No, it's not Jericho.
Which you gonna back me up?
What?
Jericho theme song.
Fucking
WWE.
greatest of all time.
Thank you.
Greatest of all time.
Fucking wrong.
That's suck a dick,
Well, it
fat
doesn't matter. 50% of this says yes, and whatever you guys decide doesn't matter.
What do you? All right, but just for the sake of the fun, and we'll see what happens. Take to pull you over till next week, guys. Lou, what you got? They're saying Jericho.
Actually, I'm not really. I'm only just getting him to get him hyped.
All time for me? DX.
Yeah, go ahead. Just off the top of the cuff. No prep. Go ahead.
Yo, he said
DX.
DX.
You know, it's funny. That's since I don't know what are we on today because I was going to say DX.
Y'all definitely.
I was definitely about like as soon as y'all like Jericho, I'm like no,
The
DX,
Lord of
bro. I'm like
Darkness thing.
break it down, dun. I just played that the other day for the kid.
Dun, 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 dun,
Generate into something full. We just got tired of doing what they told us to do.
Stop now.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be fair. Like if I was picking one, mine is gonna be NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
It's the Lord of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean you got a good point there. That's a good point.
But another one is I think Eddie's is fire. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Pow! I think that one's a.
If Chaz is gonna start singing, I'm gonna leave.
So look, you know what's a bad? I don't like him, but wait, come back! Don't go nowhere. There's a good one. There's
Bro.
a good one that people don't talk about because it's that dude. But Hulk Hogan doing when he came back that bow. That one was fire. It was kind of slap. I like that.
Better.
Real American.
I got one even better that we don't ever talk about because of situations, but Chris Benoit's
Oh
fucking
yes, whatever. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah. But like, yeah, I think people got. Look, I don't like Hogan just like everybody else. But like, listen, man, that ruthless aggression, like, well, not ruthless aggression, but like post Attitude Era SmackDown with Hogan, that boom.
You talking about Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Child?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
I don't like. Nah, I mean,
the fact that we're literally just talking about like theme songs out here, and like we haven't even put our tops in. I'm gonna keep one. I'm gonna keep one close to my chest. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it close to my chest.
Well, then we'll end the show. We'll end it like this. So look, we'll talk more theme songs next week. Definitely be there, same time, same place, same channel. Again, shout out to all of you who are watching us live. Shout out to our podcast listeners. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button on all your favorite platforms. Be there next week. Like I said, special guest Smurf, and watch a debate show.
Miz and Kit, our son, are more Pavlov's dogs than Adam's families. Absolutely. Is he a master debater? He is. DX Shinsuke Glorious by Bobby Roode. That's a great pick. There he goes. The Jimi Hendrix song, Voodoo Child. The NWO song.
Crazy.
Yep.
For the thanks. I'm today's years old. Never knew that.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Boom.
well, see you guys next episode.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod, _X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm gonna walk away and you're gonna play another video.